Yo, what's up? All right, so this one, kind of scrambling here to get things ready, but this one's gonna be easy because that's the only bad thing about playoff series is we've already broken down these matchups. There's no need for me to go through the mismatches again. They're the same as they were last game. So basically, what you need to look at is what happened in game one, and where do we expect to see regression, and what do we notice in those games. It's a lot shorter, so that's good or bad, but depending on how you look at it. You could say it's bad because handicapping is the most fun part, and you don't really get to do that. So, just 1 second. Let me get these graphics up. I was just gonna wait and do them all, but I figured it'd be easier to just go live. You can just watch me while I do it. All right. All right, there we go. Hawks Celtics up there. Let's get the pie chart up too. Again, I apologize for this. Oh, I want to get these pie charts up actually because it was kind of interesting here. Money swung. A lot of sharp action came in on Atlanta the last few hours. Is there a way I can share my screen with you? Let me check that out because you probably some people. Whatever, I don't even want to try to do that. All right, so first game up, Hawks at Celtics, obviously. The main thing for this one, I'm sure you all watched game one. It ended up being close, and it ended up going under the total. So I was right with the Celtics, but ended up being wrong with the over and the Boston team total over. But I don't necessarily, trust me, I will be the first to tell you when I was wrong with my analysis of something. I don't think I was way off on this one because for some reason Boston decided to completely take their foot off the pedal in the second half of this game. Here are the pie charts here. Check this out. Sharp actions on Atlanta here. Came in, this is yesterday afternoon, all the way to the left. Sharp action swings. Sharps like the Hawks here, 10.5. Look how scared the books are. Line hasn't moved a muscle. So it looks like all this new Hawks money, sportsbooks aren't that scared to play against it. I'm on the Celtics again. I said when this series started, I took the Celtics minus 9.5, I think it was. And I said I would bet the Celtics the over and the Celtics team total over 4 straight times. I don't know. I'm not going with the game total over, but definitely on the Celtics to start. So, like I said, they just completely stopped playing at halftime. They were up $1 billion. Let the Hawks right back in the game. They slowed the game down is what happened. The pace in the first half, the Celtics were pushing the tempo. In the second half, completely slowed the tempo down. I don't think we saw anything there to change our position in this game. What did we say in the beginning? This is a terrible matchup for the Hawks. They really, truly got unlucky. It's not that I think Atlanta's a bad team. It's just when your glaring weakness as a team is defense against a 3-point shot, to draw the Boston Celtics in the first round is just, that's bullshit. Honestly, it's just really bad luck because I actually think the Hawks would give the Sixers some problems. They wouldn't beat them, but I think they take a game or two. I think we'd see some good games. But to get the Celtics, that just sucks. I don't think we'll see the Celtics take their foot off the pedal in the second half in this one either. Because I don't think they expected to see the Hawks come back like that. I think it was a little bit of a wake-up call. Fully expected them to handle their business. There's the bad news. I don't really have a prop for this one. This is what I'm doing. I'm going Boston, and I'm sticking with my Boston team total over. It's crazy high for a reason. I saw it at minus 115. I'll put these up. These are my favorite prop picks here. My favorite picks here. Now, as a lean, if you had to get me to bet a prop here, I go Trae Young over 8.5 assists. With minus 105 where I saw. He had 8 assists in the first game. He shot poorly from the floor. But I know a lot of people are going to look at Trae Young's poor shooting in game one and think like, oh, he's bound to shoot better in game 2, positive regression. But the thing is, it's not like his shots weren't like falling in game 1. Boston was clamping him. He really didn't have many good looks. So the reason he shot so poorly from the floor isn't because just some bad luck. Shots weren't falling because Boston did a great job. He still got 8 assists though, and Trae Young assists is a nice little reliable prop. I bet it a lot in the playoffs 2 years back. So I'm going back to it. Again, this is just a lean, that prop, though. So Boston, minus the 10.5. Boston team total over. Trae Young over assists. Let's move on to the next one. If I can even get the next graphics up here. So this will be... Damn, this shit's fucking confusing. Okay, so I go here. Switch. And now this should be the second game. There we go. Knicks basketball. Hold on, let me do the pie charts real quick. How about those Knicks, though? How about them? Looks like Josh Hart's going to play for the Knicks, too, which is huge. We'll go over that in 1 second. He was so big in game 1, but not just game 1. He's been so clutch since he came to the team. I mean, I had no idea how... I always knew Josh Hart was a hustle guy. I always knew he could play defense. I was happy when the Knicks got him. I had no idea just how talented of a rebounder this dude is. I mean, obviously, I've seen his rebounding numbers. I knew that he was a good rebounding guard. But now that I watch him every single game with the Knicks, it's truly, he's so talented. I've seen him, I'm watching him rip rebounds away from centers. He truly is so good. So when he was questionable, I was on the fence. But to be honest, I don't know why I said I was on the fence, because I'm still fading the Knicks here. Spoiler alert. Just 1 sec. Let me just get these pie charts up for you. That should do it right here. There we go. All right. First, let's make these big. I should probably check. Am I live? All right. Yeah, I am live. And, okay, so I see a couple of the comments here. Hawks shot horrible from 3. Hawks are the worst three-point shooting team in the NBA. They always shoot horrible from 3. They're literally 30th, and Boston is a top 5 perimeter defense. So that's not exactly something I would expect to turn around. That's something you would expect to see when an elite perimeter defense at home goes against a poor three-point shooting team. So I wouldn't really count on that. Anyway, here are the pie charts here for this one. Public's pretty split even. Sharp action seems to be on Cleveland, but it was on Cleveland early, and actually looks like the money's coming in on the Knicks a little bit here, as you can see it creeping from the left to the right. All right. So like I said, Josh Hart's playing, and that is huge. You know what? Let me put all my bets on the board first, and I hate to do this, Knicks faithful. You're not going to like what's coming. Fading the Knicks basically 3 ways here. I got Cavs minus 5.5, Cavs team total over 9.5, and Evan Mobley over 23.5 points and rebounds. So, one thing that points to the Knicks' favor, the Knicks out-rebounded Cleveland 51-38 in Game 1. Now, a lot of people are going to look at that and say, oh, regression. Cleveland's going to come back. Cleveland will probably get the best of them, or it'll be closer in Game 2. Not necessarily. Since the All-Star break, the Knicks are the best rebounding team in the NBA. They're first in defensive ORB, 7th in ORB. So, I mean, this is an elite rebounding team. But Josh Hart being banged up concerns me. I mean, to average, since he came to the Knicks, he's averaging 7 rebounds a game as the 7th man on the roster. I mean, the ratio of minutes played to rebounds per game is crazy. So him banged up worries me. But whether or not Josh Hart plays, I think this is the spot to go Cleveland. The Knicks played a great game on Saturday. With the exception of R.J. Barrett, basically every single New York Knick played well. Mitchell Robinson didn't have his greatest game either, but he didn't play terrible. R.J. Barrett was the only player on the Knicks where I'd say he didn't play well. The rest of them played great. Brunson was great. Julius Randle was good. Josh Hart was awesome. Now, on the other side, Cleveland played a pretty good game themselves, but there was one guy who didn't show up, Evan Mobley. And over the course of the season, he's really established himself as one of the premier pieces on that team. He missed a lot of close shot attempts that we've seen him make consistently over the course of the season. And keep in mind, the Knicks didn't beat the shit out of Cleveland. They barely edged out a close one. if the exact same game happens again, and the Knicks play out of their minds again, and Evan Mobley is just decent, Cleveland probably wins. So I expect them to handle their business. Let's not forget that Cleveland is great at home. I know the Knicks are equally as great on the road. But I think just playing the seesaw here, this is probably the closest matchup. Well, Kings-Warriors might be the closest matchup, but Cavs even out the series. And I think they cover the number. I wish we were laying 3.5, but I'll lay it at 5.5, and I'll take that team total over as well. All right, I didn't even make graphics of this last game. We're opening up the discussion here. So, first of all, I don't even have graphics for it, so people are going to be confused. We're now talking about Clippers-Suns. That game probably surprised me the most of all of Game 1s. I like Memphis a lot, so I was shocked to lose that one, but it didn't blow my mind that the Lakers finished well. Good for them. But I was shocked that the Clippers just came out and outplayed Phoenix so decisively. Holy shit. Phoenix, the most shocking part, it's not like, oh, Devin Booker was cold. Durant had an off shooting night. No, Phoenix offense, they played well. It's their defense just couldn't contain the Clippers. And I don't know if is that something that's going to come around? I don't know. And now here's the ultimate wrench. Scott Foster and his crew is refereeing this game. If you're unfamiliar with the history there, Scott Foster officiating Chris Paul games. Let's look this up. It's crazy. Scott Foster playoff games, Chris Paul. Chris Paul has a 2-17 overall playoff record with Scott Foster officiating, in addition to a 13-game losing streak. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. Stephen Harris said Suns early, but I would not be shocked if Clips cover again. Yeah, and the number, I would, when I was watching the game, I'm like, don't worry, we'll get him back. I'm going Suns in game 2. And normally, I'm not the type of person to see, oh, Scott Foster officiating, we got to stay away. I'm not like a superstitious person at all. But I've tried betting against that before, and it just never fails, man. Team total. Oh, my bad. I thought you were asking what a team total was. Yeah, it is crazy that this is the Clippers team we thought we'd see all season. It's just they showed us such little evidence of it. They showed us a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there, and then without Paul George, I felt safe on Suns minus 7.5. I really don't feel crazy comfortable giving out a bet for this one. I'm going to take the Suns, so I'll put it on the screen. I'll take the Suns minus 7.5, but if you're looking for like my serious bet advice, leave this game off. This is just me sharing with you what I'm personally going to do. I think Cleveland's a smart bet. What the hell's going on with this here? Oh, anyway, so I think Cleveland's a smart bet, and I think Boston. I think those are smart bets. This is me gambling because I really don't know. That game 1 really confused me, and now this weird-ass Scott Foster shit. I'm excited as hell to watch it. I'm going to bet Suns. If you have some props you want to throw in the comments, I'd love to read them. Let's see if there's something we want to tail. Anyone have a prop or a total? Because I really don't know. This game, what was it, 115-110? Final score in the first one? I have it right here. 115-110. So it went to 125. This total set at 227. I would have to say under. Lines up to 8.5. Is it really? It must have just moved. Yeah. Holy shit. It's at 8 on most books. BetMGM, 8.5. Bet365, 8.5. Jesus. Let's go ahead and switch it. Oh, my God. They're going to make me like freaking 8 points here. Sons of bitches, man. This sucks. This sucks. You know what? Let's explore something here. I'm going on to OddsJam. I wish I could share my screen with you. I'm sure there's a way, but I don't want to fuck with it. First half point spread. What about a Suns first half bet? Can we get that at maybe like, I don't know, maybe 3.5, 4.5? First half point spread. Here it is. It looks like oh my God, 5.5. Get the fuck out of here, man. 5.5. Whatever. I'm putting it on the screen. Might as well try to split the bet up. I just have this feeling I'm going to type all this, I'm going to bet the Suns, and I'm going to be watching another close game. I'm going to be thinking, why the hell did I lay that big of a number in a game where I thought it was going to be this close? Whatever, I'm just rambling at this point. Sorry I don't have more concrete stuff for this last game. I really don't know, and I hate when it feels like I'm guessing. Obviously, gambling, all sports betting is guessing to some degree, but at least when I share picks, like, in my head, I feel like I have an angle. So, like, I'm confident to give it out. This one, I am not. All right. See, I'm out of my mind laying 9. Yeah, that's how it feels. But at the same time, if they're raising the line like this, seems like they're begging us to take. You know what? Might as well, real quick, 2 seconds. Well, it'll take about 40 seconds, actually. Let's pull up the pie charts for this one. See if there's anything that piques our interest here. All right, Suns, Clippers. One sec, sorry about this. Suns. Clippers. All right, yeah, so the sharp action is definitely on the Suns here. Let me pull it up on the screen for you. And there we go. All right, so yeah, sharp action is on the Suns here, but it looks like just like the was it the Knicks game? Just like the other game we were looking at, sharp action was on the Suns early. Public's on the Clips here, and the line's still. Well, no, it moved to 8.5, now back down to 8. So, yeah, we can't get a read on shit here. This sucks. Laying the 8 probably is super square, and I'm probably going to be on Twitter cursing myself out. On the ticket, I'm definitely making this like a half unit, just because this series is just so crazy. You know what it reminds me of? Some of you might remember this. The 2021 playoff. 2021 playoffs. The series between the Clippers and Mavericks. That shit went 7 games. And every single game, I tried making a YouTube video, and I was like, guys, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like, none of this makes sense. There's no patterns. Dallas shoots 70% from 3 one game and 21% from 3 in the next game. There's just nothing to go by. That's how I'm feeling after game 1. Hopefully we catch on to something moving forward. But as of right now, I got nothing. I don't feel like I have an edge on this. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Sorry about that last game. Let's have ourselves a good night and hit